What's up? What's up? Guess what day it is? It is Tuesday, my favorite day. What's up, everybody? Uh, what's up, YouTube? What is up, Facebook and TikTok? What's going on, everybody? Happy Tuesday. What's up? Uh, what's going on? My favorite people to get to hang out with for an hour. Uh, I am so happy that you are here. Bear with me as I get set up. I lost something. Hold on. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Now we're cooking. Now we're cooking. Uh, Kathy Pritchard, what's up? Welcome back. Look like you had a great trip. So welcome back. Uh, YouTube, what's going on? Uh, y'all, it's Tuesday. It is Tuesday, and y'all, I've got a good word for you today, and I'm so excited to share it with you. And but a couple of things, tag some folks that you think need might need a little something something tonight, and it's going to be good. Have a few announcements that I want to get to make, and so I I can't wait to get into it. Yeah, Kathy, it looked amazing. I love Florida too, so I love it. Sassy Life Solutions, what's up? Welcome in. Uh, TikTok, what's going on, everybody over here? Glad to see you guys. Tag somebody, share this with somebody. YouTube, I got a little different camera angle working, and so I hope that it is better. We shall see. We shall see. So uh, I'm still kind of figuring out the sweet spot for it. So uh, I do feel a little close there, but we'll work it out. So uh, what's going on? Everybody having a good Tuesday? Angela, what's going on? And Ann Lewis is in the house. It's great to see everybody. And I look forward to this every week. I look forward to hanging out with you guys for a little while. And it means a lot to me that you guys jump on and, like I said, spend a little time. So uh, I am so excited. So we got some stuff coming up, and Melissa's already been helping, and we're get some things working. But I am doing another live, free live Zoom Q&A coming up on August the 19th. It's a Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And so this is going to be another publishing Q&A. Everything that Jenny, what's up? Good evening. Thank you for being here. So a free live Q&A on Zoom, and we're going to be answering a bunch of questions. And this really will be more of an actual Q&A this time, and really getting some questions answered. But I just want to kind of go through the process with you guys again, just about how it all works, and really just be able to answer some questions and really get touch on some things that we didn't get to last time. And so I'm really looking forward to it. So mark your calendars for August the 19th. It's a Wednesday. We're going to go do a free live Zoom, and we're going to be answering a bunch of questions that I get a lot. I get a bunch of questions. And so thank you, Anne. I can't wait. And so I think that just again, so many people have questions and they don't know where to start and they don't know who to ask. And so I just wanted to give this opportunity to everybody. Again, there was a few people that missed it the last time that we did it. And so I want to make sure that we can do it and like I said, answer some questions and just kind of go through it, because I want to get you guys excited to release what God has given you, whether it's a book, a ministry, whatever it is. I want to be able to encourage you to just get started. So TikTok, it's going to just be on Zoom, and so you can go to my website. That's how you sign up. It's just the best way that we found that can we can get the link to everybody. So level up with Thom, THOM.com, levelupwiththom.com is my website. So go over there. Melissa's got it right on the homepage. And Tammy Palmer, what's up? Your daughter told you to put more details. Oh, in your book. Yes. Yeah. Tammy, you got an amazing story. I already know. So, anyway, so yeah, we're going to just be kind of going through some of that stuff, and we're going to talk about Chat GPT and a lot of those kinds of things. And so, I want to kind of just give you guys some tips and tricks. And like I said, if we can encourage each other to just get started, then it releases some of the fear to uh, uh, for you to actually do it. So, because I get some of these stories, y'all, man, I get to read some of these stories and they're incredible. Like they are mind blowing, some of the things that people live through. And it really just encourages me, and it just makes my head just, I can't believe, what so many people have gone through. And so, but then there's a hard thing of releasing it, right? So, Rachel, I see you on here. I don't see a comment, but I see your little bubble up there. So, welcome. And Robin, welcome in. And so, y'all, we're gonna really the free live Zoom is really really gonna be good. And so, uh, even if you know somebody who might be interested in writing a book, or maybe they've already written it and just don't know what to do now, that is definitely something that they need to be part of. And so, and it's free. So I want to just kind of share that again with you guys. So Wednesday, August the 19th at 7 Central, 8 Eastern, and a free live Zoom. So mark it and pat it, and what is that? Mark it and pat it with the boat. I can't remember what it says. My brain is, this is a 4-lane highway up here, y'all, most of the time. So Tasha, welcome. Good to see you. And okay, Robin. So I am doing a free live Zoom Q&A about writing, publishing, all of those kinds of things. And so go to my website, levelupwiththom.com, to register, just so that we can get the link to you. And it kind of helps us just to keep up with what's going on. So it's going to be really, really good. So levelupwiththom.com, and it's right on the homepage. You can't miss it, and you can go there and register real quick. And right, Rach, exactly. LaWanda, what's going on? Okay, y'all, let's get into it. We're already, it's already been a few minutes, so I want to get into the word. Please stick around for the word. Please share this with somebody. Like I said, also YouTube, go like and follow me on YouTube. Level Up with Thom on YouTube as well. And so everything, Melissa puts everything over there for me on YouTube, and that way it doesn't get lost, because Facebook and stuff, different platforms like that will delete it after a while. So so get over to YouTube. Let's like and follow me over there, and that way everything's there. Chris, welcome in, and good, Ann. I love it. LaWanda, glad you're here. Okay, y'all, we're gonna get into it. And be watching my pages too. I'll be sharing about, and I already have been, about the free live Zoom. So all the details will be out there, and of course, again, on my website. So, all right, let's get into it. Tuesday with Thom. Can God trust you with the process before He entrusts you with the harvest? Can God trust you with the process, or we could say in the process? I almost came on here tonight talking about harvest. In fact, I almost titled this message "The Seed, the Season, and the Harvest." I was messing around with the title, But the more I prayed, I just knew there was something more to this. God kept interrupting me, and he wouldn't let me focus on the harvest. He wouldn't let me focus on the harvest. He kept bringing me back to one question. Can I trust you with the process before I entrust you with the harvest? Can I trust you with the process? Ugh. Because maybe the delay isn't about what God is doing. Maybe it's about what God is developing. This hit me. This hit me. So maybe it's about what God is developing. God's developing stuff in us, y'all. So that question has been really confronting me all week. Can I trust you with the process before I entrust you with the harvest? Oh. So, point number one, write these down. God is always more interested in the person than in the product or what is produced in a product. So, we celebrate outcomes. God develops people because we celebrate what we can see, right? We pray, God bless my business. And God says, I'm building the business owner. I'm building. It's a process. We pray, bless my ministry. And God says, I'm developing the minister. We pray, bless my marriage. And God says, I'm shaping the husband. I'm shaping the wife. The harvest is never God's first priority. Y'all catch this. The harvest isn't his first priority. The heart is. Right? Lord, create in me a clean heart and renew a right spirit in me. I pray that all the time. Right? Come on, Facebook and YouTube and TikTok. 1 Samuel chapter 16, verse 7. Man looks at the outward appearance, but God looks where? God looks at the heart. God has always been there. God has always been after the person before the platform. My. Man looks at the outward, right? When we start pushing past the exterior of what someone looks like, and we start paying attention to their character, their tenacity, their one of my favorite sayings is, you are what you do, not what you say you'll do. When we start paying attention to those things, people being dependable, faithful, good stewards, rather than what we look like, because we can alter what we look like very easily, right? Especially nowadays, right? There's so many different products, and women, you guys can get weaves and wigs are so much more, amazing nowadays, and there's nothing wrong with that, y'all. Don't come for me about that. There's nothing wrong with it. I love it too, but we can alter our outward appearance easily, right? That's easy to do. We can put on a costume and change our outward appearance, but it's our heart. It's our heart that we can't so easily just alter, right? So man looks at the outward appearance, but God looks at the heart. God has always been after the person before the platform. Can he trust you with what he's going to give you? That's a big one. So the process reveals what the harvest never could. Y'all, I've been through some processes, and I know you guys have too, that revealed sometimes I didn't like what it revealed, right? Because I thought I was a little bit better than that. And turns out I'm still, I'm still kind of dealing with some stuff. But that's okay. God can't, what Pastor Kim tells us all the time, God can't heal what we won't reveal. So, uh, so I want to talk to you about my work, my actual job. Um, I have a quota that I have to meet every month, right? That's my expected, my expected thing. And so I have a quota that I have to meet. And so I missed the quota. I missed the quota for July. And Teresa, my love, happy birthday. Thank you for getting on here. Y'all show Teresa some love. It's her birthday today. Uh, so I missed my quota. And and I questioned myself, right? Um, I wondered if I had done enough. I started beating myself up. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. Maybe I should have went there instead of there. Maybe I should have, spent more time here instead of that. What's going on? Are they upset? There's a bazillion things, right? Uh, but then I looked closer at it, and uh, I began to look at relationships and and trust, because that's what we're doing in this job. Is we are building trust. We are building relationships with people. Can they depend on me? Can they depend on whenever I am called upon, right? When it's showtime. Dana Hamilton, welcome, welcome. When it's showtime, can they depend on you to show up and do what you say you're going to do, right? Remember what I just said? You are what you do, not what you say you'll do. So I begin to look at relationships and trust. Uh, and what I noticed is that July wasn't, I didn't miss it, right? The enemy wanted me to focus on the outside, right? And wanted me to focus on being a failure, right? Because I didn't hit the number. And so when I was studying for this, and I went back and I was really looking, um, what I started noticing, and I have a great boss, y'all. She's really, really great. And we had some good conversations too. And she continued to remind me, right? Sometimes we get in our own head and we get tunnel vision, and we can't, I'm hard on me, right? And I assume you guys probably are too. We're very hard on ourselves. And sometimes that pressure is good, right? It drives me to do good, do better. But I started thinking about these relationships. And what I noticed is I was building some trust. I was building some relationships. Y'all, I got 2 cell phone numbers of, 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 of uh, referral source people, case managers, social workers. Um, that I have their personal cell phone numbers that I didn't have before that. So I'm making some progress, right? They don't just give that. They don't give that out. And so um, there's a new facility that God just opened the door in, and things are shifting and they're moving. They were giving me the referral, right? I have names, and I keep saying this all the time at work. Is it's like a air traffic control, right? That's what I feel like sometimes. There's all these planes in the air, and they're just circling the airport, and I can't get any of them to land yet, right? And so it's taking a little longer for this to come to fruition, right? I expect it now. I want it now because I'm doing the work now, right? And it's hard. I'm putting a lot into this, right? And it's hot here in Oklahoma City, y'all. There's some days when it's 102 and 103 in the afternoons, right? And so I'm getting up and I'm showing up, and I'm scheduling things with these people and with these facilities, right? And it's not just something that just happens, right? I'm having to, you know, go. the day before and purchase items and make sure I have everything ready, and make sure that that I'm ready to show up, right, and do what I promised them that I'm going to do. And so it's a lot going to the store, shopping. Y'all, I've timed it. I hate going into Walmart, but I know where the things are that I need for these, these certain things that I'm going to be doing. And I can get in and out of Walmart 7, 8 minutes tops. But I'm walking as fast as I can walk, right? And I'm going directly to where I need to go and grabbing the stuff, and I'm in and out, and I'm on, and so I'm being consistent, and so I'm making headway, but in different ways, right? It's not bringing in a number yet, but it is they're trusting me with the name. They're really working to find, you know. Uh, us to connect with a family, with a patient. And so trust is building, personal cell phone numbers. I'm having good conversations. See, the enemy wants to keep us in our head and keep us numbers, when in reality, we're having conversations, um, uh, building that trust. So nothing looked like harvest, right? I didn't, it wasn't coming to fruition. The planes are in the air, but they weren't landed. I wasn't quite doing that. And I was like, what is it? What is it that I'm missing? Right? Again, come on, Wanda Beaver. Uh, it's so much, like I said, the enemy just wants to keep us in our heads. And so uh, nothing looked like harvest. Everything looked like preparation. Right? I've been doing this for a long time. So sometimes I have to remind myself, that doesn't matter. People move around, right? You build relationships one place and then they move and they go somewhere else. You got to start all over, right? It's about tenacity. It's about consistency. It's about showing up when you don't want to show up. Come on, somebody. Uh, and so everything looked like preparation. So what was God really testing? What was God really testing? Was he testing my sales ability? No. Again, I've done this for 10 years, 11 years. He was testing my consistency. Faith without works is dead. Where's my faith? Where's my action? Where's my, right? I got to do what I was supposed to do and trust that God's going to do what he's going to do. Would I still show up? Would I still serve? Y'all, it's not easy. It's not easy. Going and buying the stuff, getting into the car. It's hot. Taking the sun thing down, cooling off the car, getting there, getting in the place, getting set up. Sometimes they forget. Oh, I don't remember you were coming today. Is that today? Yo, I'm talking about putting in the work, right? This wasn't just happen. I didn't just have the junk in the car and we just show up and look cute, right? It's work before you even get there. This is preparation, what I'm telling y'all. Carrie Stubbs, what's up? What's up? So would I still show up? Would I still serve? Would I still believe that I'm next on the list? Right? Would I still believe that they really are working on they really are working on a referral for me? Would I still plant? Would I still go when I am not seeing what I'm supposed to be seeing, what I want to see, right? So would I still plant when nobody could see the roots? Because the roots are hidden, right? They're out of sight, out of mind. But it doesn't mean there wasn't doing something. The consistency was still happening. They were still seeing it, whether they want to admit it or not, they were. So the process doesn't reveal God's faithfulness, it reveals ours. The process that we go through. Will you show up at 2:00 with all the things that you're supposed to show up with and do the thing? The process doesn't reveal God's faithfulness, it reveals ours. Will you be faithful when it doesn't look like anything's happening? Will you be faithful when you've tried over and over and over and over? Right? Are they just using me? Are they ever going to do it? Right? At certain points, you do have to ask those questions. But consistent, the process, y'all, is what I'm talking about. And that can be for whatever it is: working out, running, starting a business, a ministry, all those things. The process. Trust the process, man. If I hear that one more time, I'm like, oh. So, point number 3, can God trust you without immediate results? Right? When you go to the gym and you start working out, you don't immediately see abs pop out, right? It takes a lot of work to burn the fat, right? And to strengthen yourself, to make your muscles finally understand what you're trying to do to them. And then when they go, I'm reading. Come on, Carrie. I love that, Carrie. That's so good. Okay, so can God trust you without immediate results? This is where people quit. We're a fast food generation, right? Microwave, Instapot, uh, air fryer, right now, right? Uh, Not because this is where people quit, not because God failed, because they expected fruit before roots. And that could go on a t-shirt. Come on, somebody, Chris Foster, make a t-shirt. They expected fruit before roots. It's impossible. You can't have fruit before you have roots. So if God removed every visible result for the next 6 months, would you still obey? My God. If God removed every visible result for 6 months, would you still obey? Noah building the ark, right? He built that ark for a long time with zero evidence of rain. Didn't even know what it looked like. Out there pounding away. Build, 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 build. For a lot longer than 6 months. Because he knew he had a word from God. He had a purpose, he had a mission. He had a truth in him, right? That he knew beyond any shadow of a doubt. That's what you got to get. Would you still obey? So that's the question, because obedience isn't obedience if it depends on an applause. If it depends on immediate results, right? That's a hard truth. That's a hard truth. But y'all, we live it. We're doing it anyway all the time. But do we give up? Do we give up right before the blessing was supposed to be there? Donna, come on in. Welcome. Galatians 6:9. Love it, love it, love it, love it. It says, do not become weary in well-doing, for in due season you shall reap, or you shall receive, if you choose not to quit. Right? If you do not quit. Listen, I've been asking God, there's been some times where I ask God, okay, God, when is due season? When do I get to have my due season? In due season. When I go through the process, right? And we're about to touch on something that's so good, y'all. So don't become weary, he says. So notice, God never promised immediate reward. He promised a proper time. When's that proper time? When we want, when we think it should be, when our job demands that it be, when the electric bill demands that it be, when he promised a proper, when is that, God? Point number 4, harvest is responsibility. Mm, 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 mm. Myrna, welcome in. Harvest is responsibility. Y'all get this. So we think harvest means more money, more influence, more followers, more success, right? That's what we think. But God says harvest means more people to serve, more stories to carry, more responsibility, more stewardship. Harvest, y'all. We think about harvest as being the ultimate goal, but we don't always think about this. More people to serve, more responsibility, more stewardship, more showing up when we don't want to show up, more hitting the live button when we don't want to hit the live button, right? Because it means that we've had a study, right? This doesn't just happen, right? It doesn't just happen. I work a full-time job and doing lots of things. And so it's stewardship, it's responsibility, it's more people to serve. So uh I knew that when August clicked around, that it was going to be a good month. I was like, God, I try to be faithful. You know, I didn't knock it out of the park every day, God, but I tried to keep my heart right. I tried to do what I was supposed to do. And so Sunday, right? What was that? Uh, the second, got a referral. The second of the month, y'all, got a referral. We admitted her yesterday, right out of the gate. Um, it's another family that trusted me, right? Elizabeth, welcome in. Another family that trusted me. It was a responsibility, right? Y'all, it was on Sunday. The phone rang. I had to pick it up because it was a trusted referral source. We've been building a good relationship, right? She works on Sunday. So am I going to be a good steward? Am I going to be faithful? Am I going to be showing up and doing what I'm supposed to do? Even when it was inconvenient for me, right? I wasn't clocked in, right? My job is a salary. I have a salary job, right? And so I never clock out, basically, right? She called me on Sunday. I could have sat right here and just let that go to voicemail and said, I'll get that later. No, I know how she works, right? We have a relationship. I have her cell phone number. She has mine. She was in front of a family that needed my service, the service I work for. Answered the phone, got all the details, right? I had to write the vision, right? I see that also as my motto: write the vision, share the truth, honor the call. I had to honor the call, the relationship that I have with her, right? I had to honor that. I had to write the vision. I had to write down the details that she gave me. And then I had to share with who I'm supposed to share it with so they can do what they're supposed to do with it, right? So then when Monday morning rolled around, I had a vision, I had a plan, I had a purpose, I had a responsibility. I had, come on, you can relate this to you, right? Now I'm building a relationship with somebody. They don't know what to do, right? I know what to do. I know how we can help them. And so now I have a responsibility. So I called her, the daughter, immediately, and talked to her for like 30, 45 minutes on Sunday. Y'all, I'm working on other stuff. I'm writing books and I'm editing books and I'm busy, right? But when we get the call, what are you doing when you get the call? Are you gonna be mad because you got the call when it wasn't in your time, when you wanted it? Thank you, Tony. Or you won't answer the phone. That's what I've been working for, right? And so now, if I was sitting in church, y'all, I wouldn't probably answer the phone. But come on, we got to have boundaries and we got to have healthy, right? But I'm just saying, this is the expected outcome. This is what I've been working for. This was the harvest, right? This was what my faith and all these things that I've been putting into this. This is the payoff. So I got to answer the phone. So we met with her. It's a lot. She has got a lot. She's trusting us. Come on, TikTok, right? And so, uh, getting to go into that and share and give hope and give reassurance. You're doing a good job. You'll have a team that can help you, right? This is just like with anything that we do, right? When we're witnessing to somebody, right, that's hopeful and hopeless. You got. I'll pray with you. I'll pray for you. I'll help you, right? Or are we just going to not take the call? Y'all, it happens all the time. Uh, People don't choose when they're going to die. So we got to be ready. The Bible says be instant in season, out of season. You better be ready. So also, I signed a new agreement with a new client that I'm going to help her with her book. Uh, I had to check the email, right? Am I going to be all talk and no action, or I'm going to back it up even on the days when it don't necessarily feel like it? Sent the agreement. She read the agreement. It matched with what she wanted to do. She sent me the manuscript. I sent her the invoice. She paid the invoice. It was like it was just like tennis, right? Back and forth, back and forth. God was like, when you're faithful in the little, I will bless you with much. But we got to go through the process, right? I had to respond to the email, right? And I'm working on other stuff right now, right? Oh, God, do I have time? Can I really do this? Can I give it enough time? I got to do this and I got to do that. I'm working full time. Yo, I sit at this computer all weekend long. Nobody saw that. And I'm not, I don't need accolades. I just want to make a point to you guys. I worked all week and then I needed to sit here because I had a responsibility. God has given me this as a blessing. And so now I have a responsibility to the people that I'm working with. And I sat here and I did the work late. Friday night, worked all day, came home, and I sat here till midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. Come on, Sarah Douglas. Because I wanted to get things moving, right? I needed to get things done. So it's another story that God was placing in my hands. Ministry growth means more people depending on my obedience. Harvest isn't a trophy, y'all. Harvest is an assignment. Harvest is an assignment. Come on, Tanya, you've been talking about it for a long time. Let's get it, let's go. So harvest is an assignment. It's more. What are you going to do with your harvest once it comes in? Right? If you win the lottery, are you emotionally, mentally, physically stable enough to manage that? Harvest is an assignment. I hadn't done a clapper all night because I forgot, and that was a clapper moment. Come on, somebody. Harvest is an assignment. Luke 16:10, whoever is faithful with little, just a little. Are you going to be faithful to pay your tithes when you're making 500? Are you going to be faithful to pay your tithes when You don't even know how you're going to pay rent. Are you going to be faithful to answer the phone on Sunday when somebody calls? Whoever is faithful in the little, faithfulness comes before increase. Always. Always. Faithfulness. Will you show up? Will you do the deal? Will you do what you're supposed to do? Will you do what you say you would do? Or you just all talk, right? Listen, we all know people like that. I work with, in another industry, in our environment of people that are just yappers, right? They want to gripe and complain about being so busy and they're not doing one darn thing. I'm like, what are you doing? Right? You're just going to sit on the couch, what? And do what? Gripe because you're so busy? Faithfulness comes before increase always. Point number 5, God is growing the sower. I never had thought about it like this before, y'all. So this is the heart of this. We keep asking, when is my harvest coming? God asks, when will my sower be ready? Yep. What are you even doing, Jessica? Like, literally, are you just on the couch eating bonbons and you're just going to take off, for the summer, not going to do one single thing? God has your harvest ready, y'all, but he's preparing you for the harvest. Can you handle it? Can you handle it when you get a little extra money? Y'all, I remember being so broke that I would leave. They scrolling. Come on and talk about it, Jessica. I would leave the ceiling fan going on in the living room, and I would pull up in the driveway, and there was a little window in the front door, and I could see that ceiling fan. And as long as it was still going, I still had electricity. But if it was ever stopped, I better put it in reverse and go try to pay the bill. Come on, somebody. And then I remembered I kept doing what I was supposed to be doing, right? I kept being faithful. I kept showing up. I kept doing the thing. I kept learning. I kept growing. God was blessing me. I started making a little more money. And then all of a sudden I had a little bit of, a few dollars left over after stuff was paid. And I was like, what am I supposed to do? That's exactly right, Sarah. Okay, welcome in. What am I supposed to do? It like freaked me out, kind of. I had extra money. Like, what? Now what am I supposed to do? Just leave it in the bank? Like, what? That doesn't happen. I had to learn to steward that. I had to learn what that looked like. And it wasn't a bunch of money. It was just, I wasn't used to having anything left over. I got used to, I knew when I got that letter from the landlord saying they were about to evict, that they were for real serious, right? I'm like, I'm coming, it's coming, I got it. But I always knew that I wasn't going to stay there, right? It was a season, it was a process that I had to go through. And yes, it lasted longer than I would like to admit, but now it's nice when there's, now there's money left over. Hold on, y'all. Somebody else has my ceiling fan, same remote, and they just turned it on high. And sorry about that. See, they have the same remote or something. And so sometimes the light comes on, and so our neighbor, they don't live that close, but they, anyway, okay, little intermission. So God is when will my sower be ready? So the seed isn't the only thing growing. It's the one who's planting it. Right? That fan just does all sort of stuff. God isn't just growing fruit. He's growing someone capable of carrying the fruit. without letting it carry them. God isn't growing fruit. He's growing someone capable of carrying it, right? I say this all the time, watch my fruit. Well, am I carrying it well? Am I being faithful? Am I still showing up even when I get the blessing? Right? Am I still going to pay? Am I going to pay tithes on 4,000 a month? When I used to get 400 a month, now I have 4,000 a month or 8,000 a month. Am I still going to keep paying that tithe when there's an extra zero on the end of it? Am I ready for the harvest that I'm praying for? Man, I pray that all the time. God, help me be ready for what I'm praying for. John chapter 15, every fruitful branch he prunes. And this is such an oxymoron in our mentality, right? Because if it's growing, if it's showing fruit, why are we going to prune it? Not because it's failing, but because it can carry more. There's more. We get excited about this much, right? We get excited about one apple, one peach, one whatever. Man, I'm ready to shout and do a little Holy Ghost dance, right? And God's like, no, that's not it yet. I'm going to snip it off. It's a bleeder, right? Because where I'm taking you, it's a process, and you can carry more. You're capable of more. You're capable of, I'm going to bless you bigger. I see your heart. I see your faithfulness, your dependability. I see that you've gone through some processes that most people would have given up on. I want you to grow more. I want bigger, exceedingly abundantly above all we could ask or think. That's what God says. That's his promise to us. But will you believe it? Can you believe it? Can you steward it? Can you handle it? So God isn't just preparing your promise. He's preparing you for your promise. Put whatever else in there you want. If you're believing God for a spouse, God isn't preparing your spouse for you only. He's preparing you for your spouse. That new job you want, God is preparing your new job, the new people that you're going to be around, the whatever, and he's preparing you, right? Will you go to the job that you hate? Will you still show up on time, be dependable, work your whole shift, do what you're there to do? Or will you gripe and complain and call in sick because whatever? He's preparing you now for your promise. Listen, the only ghost in this house is the Holy Ghost. So there's so much oil in this house. It's the best. So, y'all, I started this week thinking that July had been a disappointing month. Come on, Jessica. Come on, Sarah. I really did. I really thought, man, I was so disappointed with July because I didn't, produce the fruit that I wanted. Then God corrected me and he reminded me I wasn't just planting in my job, I was planting in my character, in my consistency, in my calling, into trust, into obedience. Right? So then I have these clients that I'm helping, get their books done. And I have to show up, right? I have to sit here when nobody else knows, when nobody else can see it, and I have to do what I said that I was going to do. And I didn't want to necessarily, right? It wasn't like I was begrudging, right? But it was the weekend. But I still did it. Now, I balance. There's got to be a balance, right? And I'm still working on it. I'm still human. I'm still working on, a balance. But then August rolled around, the hospice admission, the phone rang, and I had to answer it. I had to take down the notes. Come on, Jessica. Got the hospice referral, but I had to put in the work. Right? I had to be faithful. I had to show up and do what I said to do. New publishing client, right? I had to make time to have that conversation with her, right? I had to make time to send the agreement. I had to make time to send the invoice, right? Some of y'all can get paid money, but you're too lazy to send the invoice. You won't respond to the email. You won't make a phone call. God's like, bro, I'm trying to help you. But you have to do what you're supposed to do. New publishing client, payment received, doors opening, new facilities, right? Went back to the facility today, y'all. They're like, man, we're trying. Bear with us. We gave me another name. Like, okay, one of these planes are going to land one of these days. Hopefully all of them. In due season. Am I faithful? Am I dependable? Am I still going to show up and I'm still going to smile? Listen, I might be irritated in the car and I might say, man, I'm getting so sick of this. Man, don't they know it's hot out here? Man, don't they know? Nuh-uh. I'm going to go in and I'm going to show up and show out and do what I'm supposed to do. And I'm going to be friendly and I'm going to, whatever. So doors opening. Did God suddenly decide to bless me? No. He simply revealed what had been growing all along. On the 1st of July, he was growing what happened on the 2nd of August. Will I keep a good attitude? Y'all, it's not easy. It's not easy. I get very frustrated, right? I can get frustrated. That's why this meant so much to me. This word, I needed it. So I came here tonight to ask you a question. Not, where's your harvest? Not, why is God taking so long? Right? Because I could ask those questions too. When's due season, God? Not, when is your breakthrough? My question is, can God trust you with the process? Can God trust you with the process to get you ready for your harvest? Before he entrusts you with the harvest, you got to go through the work, right? Y'all, I've shared before on here, I ran marathons before, 26.2 miles, in case you don't know. 26.2 miles. That 0.2 sure doesn't matter after you ran 26. I had to go through the process of training my body to understand that it could do that. But it didn't happen sitting on the couch. It happened with me pounding the pavement out there, right? Figuring it out, pushing myself. Then I could show up on race day thinking, oh, I already know I can do this. It's just a matter about how fast, right? So can God trust you with the process before he trusts you with the harvest? Can he trust you to keep showing up when nobody notices? Can he trust you to stay faithful when the numbers don't move? When you get on here and you hit live and you got 2 people. Y'all, that's a mind game right there, right? I've gotten much better about not looking so much, right? But can he trust you when the numbers don't move? Can he trust you to keep planting? Come on, YouTube. When the ground looks empty. Drive by and see those fields, right? They're all plowed up. Like, man, what's taking so long? What are they doing over there? And then all of a sudden you start seeing it getting a little taller and taller and taller and taller. Can he trust you to keep planting when the ground looks empty? Right? God, I can't see what you're doing, but I trust you. I can't see where I'm going, but I trust that you're a good father, and that you're a good shepherd, and you're going to shepherd me and keep me safe, and you're gonna lead me right to where I need to go. Can he trust you to obey without guarantees? Come on, Sarah. Potatoes don't grow underground, above ground. That's so good. I like me a baked potato. Because maybe the greatest miracle isn't that God grows the seed. Maybe the greatest miracle is that while the seed is still growing in the ground, God is growing you. Man, there's nothing like being able to pass a test today that you wouldn't have passed before. Absolutely. Come on. Absolutely, Jessica. That's so good. So God's growing you. And so maybe, just maybe, that was the season. That's what this season's been about all along. God's growing you. Like I said, there's nothing like passing a test that you know you wouldn't have passed before. I told y'all, man, there's some stuff that I would have been all the way in my feelings about. I would have had been so heartbroken. I would have been so disappointed. I would have had my feelings hurt. I would have been mad, all the things. But I know and I recognize the growth. And so I said, okay, God, if this didn't work out, you promised me you work all things together for my good. So if this didn't work out, I trust you. So I'm not going to force what's not for me. I'm not going to keep pushing when I'm not supposed to be doing this right now. And I'm going to trust you. I'm going to trust and I'm going to celebrate my growth. Right? Come on, Tanya. I'm going to celebrate the growth in worship, right? It doesn't have to be some elaborate, grandiose thing. It's a worship thing. God, thank you. Thank you that maybe nobody ever knows this, but man, I passed the test. I passed it. And I know that I passed it because I talk about it in a different way than I would have talked about it before. Right? That's how we really know when we're really healed, is how we say it. So the harvest isn't proof that God was faithful. The process was the proof. Right? He didn't he didn't withhold the process from us. So the harvest is simply where everyone else finally gets to see what God was doing in secret. Poof, all of a sudden, now there's fruit. Wow, that happened overnight. Wow. Well, people didn't see the hours and hours and hours that you worked. And when you do start writing your book, people don't understand that it's therapy and you're revisiting things and seasons and moments that were horrific that you've compartmentalized and you put away, right? We talked about in the Write the Vision Collective, which is my private Facebook, private group that everybody needs to get in. Go to my website. We talked about this. Is we skip that chapter, right? We don't want to write about that chapter because that's too painful. So I'll get back to that later. Y'all, that's the process that God's trying to take you through. Let me grow you through this. Let me get you through this. Write it. Write the vision. Make it plain. Get it out of you. Release it on paper. See, we think we got to release it to the world, right? We got to tell everybody about it at first. No, release can just be simply writing it down. Yeah, come on. That's right, Jessica. Horrific sometimes. Horrific moments that once you finally release it, then the healing can start. Then you're saying, okay, God, now I'm ready. Right? I went through the process of painfully writing this down. I went through the process of whatever it is, calling someone. Now healing can start. Healing can grow. Because what you're holding on to, somebody else has experienced. They need to know they're not the only ones. Right? So the harvest is simply where everyone else finally gets to see what God was doing in secret. Come on, Tammy Palmer. It does hurt. It does hurt. Because, like I said, we're so good at compartmentalizing, right? Pushing things down. I don't want to feel that. That stinks. But if we will face it, right? Uh, face it and allow God to, because see, truly what happens is we don't even trust God with it. It's so painful. We stopped trusting God with it. And we're holding on to something that God says, if you'll just let go of it, I'll heal you. I will radically heal you. And if you will go through that process, then you're going to be able to process the miracle, the blessing. You're going to be able to steward it, right? There's nothing like holding your book and saying, look what God did. Y'all, that's the fruit. That's the fruit. That's the harvest. That's part of the harvest. Yep, absolutely. Yep. God will show you what's just for you. Yep. Yep. I lost it. God will show you what's there. It goes. Uh, I don't know. I keep losing it, Jessica. But yeah, sometimes, yeah, God will reveal stuff that's just for you. Maybe you don't put it in the book. Maybe you don't share it with anybody. Maybe it isn't part of the business plan. It's the process that reveals stuff to us, right? That helps us to grow, and then we trust God even more. And so, come on, Kay, that blesses me so much. Um, so so talk about your pain, but be careful who you talk to about it, right? Because if you're talking to Tanya, because if you talk to somebody who else isn't healed, then you're going to trauma bond with them, right? You think you're just besties and you're just trauma bonding, right? You're just exchanging terrible stories and terrible life experiences and la 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 la, and as nobody's getting healed, and you miss the point. You miss the point of the process. Sometimes you got to shut your mouth, pray, write the vision, right? Whatever that is. Maybe it's a ministry that God's got for you. Maybe it doesn't have anything to do with the book, but get it out of you. Trust God with it, as horrible as it feels. So sometimes people they just want to know because they're nosy. They don't want to know because they're supportive and they care. They just want to know those details. Oh, that's why you like that, right? Uh, and so, and Robin, that's great, absolutely, and I love that. But it's just knowing who you're talking to. That's really the point. Is just knowing who you're talking to, because I think God does place people in your life to support you and love you, and and really give you that. But yeah, Sarah, shut up and heal something. We just got to do that. But the point is go through that process so that you're ready for that harvest. Um, and so, y'all, this blessed me so much tonight, and I pray that it blessed you too. Uh, God's got some harvests coming. And so, but it's a responsibility. We got to steward it well. We have to be ready for the responsibility that it brings, because it's going to open doors. It's going to open opportunities. It's going to open opportunities for conversations, right, Robin, and Tanya? Uh, sometimes going through the process, then it opens doors, and then we can have conversations. And sometimes, then, like I said, then that's how we know, man, I really am healed from this, because now I can talk about it without about being defensive. I can talk about it without being accusatory. Right? That person's still a terrible person, maybe, but it's all in how we react to it. So, y'all, I pray this blessed you tonight. Thank you for being on here with me. And I just pray that you think about this week. And Rachel, I love you. I appreciate you. Um, uh, Tanya, sometimes I think we can just talk ourselves to death. So I think only you know that. You have to pray and say, okay, God, reveal this to me. Am I talking too much? And maybe we are. Maybe we're talking too much, and we just need to spend some time writing. Even if it's just a journal, maybe you never are going to share it with anybody, but you're just going to get it out of you. And so sometimes that's a blessing right there. And so, Jenny, thank you so much for being here. And uh, Yeah, and Robin, I think that's a great point too. Is if you're going to share something, try to share it with people who maybe have gone through it and they're through it, right? They're stewarding their harvest well. It's somebody that you can trust, not somebody that's still mad at their ex and think they're dogs, right? It's like, look what the Lord has done, man. I thought they were the end all be all, and now, man, God's just wrecked me. Like he's blessed me so much, and so anyway, y'all have an amazing rest of your week. Carry this word with you. Pray about it. Ask God to reveal, God, what process do you have me in? What process do you have me in? Help me to be ready for what I'm praying for, so that when that harvest comes, man, I'm ready for the responsibility. I'm ready to steward it well, and and then we're gonna get it. We're gonna grow, and it's gonna be so good. So y'all, I love y'all so much, and go kill it. Go have an amazing rest of the week. Be the example to somebody. Show up when you don't feel like showing up, and do what you say you're gonna do, and watch God bless the heck out of you, bless your socks off, and just blow your mind, because that's the kind of God that we got, that we're serving around here. So, y'all, I love you so much. Have an amazing rest of your week. I'll see you soon. YouTube, have an amazing rest of your week, and appreciate y'all for being on here with me tonight.